Hi everyone, I'm Amber Rotrammel and this is my mentoring program presentation for the University of Black Hills State. The athletics department of Black Hills State University has many varied duties and responsibilities. The primary goal and priority of the department is to create an equitable climate for all student athletes, coaches, and administrators. The department's main responsibilities include gender equity plans, diversity plans, recruiting policies and procedures, equipment management and rotation, as well as strategic planning. The department consists of approximately 75 employees whose varied titles include graduate assistants, head coaches, physicians, athletic trainers, and athletic directors. The Division II NCAA sanctioned sports that are offered at Black Hills State include men's and women's sports, basketball, cross country, football, track and field, golf, soccer, softball, volleyball, and triathlon. The mission of Black Hills State University Athletics Department is to provide an opportunity for student athletes to develop and challenge their abilities through sports and provide a component of college life for all students, staff, alumni, and community through an affiliation and membership in the NCAA Division II level of athletics. BHSU Athletics deems the educational well-being and academic success of the participating student athletes as the primary focus for success. At BHSU, athletics places emphasis on the whole experience for the student athlete as it relates to a comprehensive program of learning and development in a personal setting in line with the NCAA 2 philosophy statement. According to the book Beyond the Myths and Magic of Mentoring, mentoring is a time-proven strategy that can help people of all ages and of all circumstances achieve their full potential. The relationship of mentoring takes two committed and involved individuals, the first being the mentee, also known as a protege. This individual could be of any age, sex, economic status, but must display a willingness to assume responsibility for his or her own growth and development. The protege should also have an assessed and self-perceived growth potential, the ability to perform in more than one skill area, and a record of seeking challenging assignments and new responsibilities. There are many moving parts to establishing a mentor relationship and various reasons to contribute to the facilitated and structured program of a formal mentorship. Some motives related to facilitated mentorship include a need for leadership, disenchantment with traditional training programs, expanding awareness of performance technology, as well as changes in the company's restructuring. I think that for the sake of integrating new staff into BHSU Athletic Department, mentoring would be beneficial for these reasons and more. With the 2-year turnover rate for GAs, it makes it challenging to build a fully integrated and involved department. The addition of a mentoring program could help combat this problem. Details about my proposed BHSU Athletic Department mentoring program. In sticking with the theme of athletics, I have named the proposed mentoring program the BHSU Graduate Assistance Mentoring Excellence, or the acronym BHSU GAME. The mentoring program would be geared towards incoming athletic department graduate assistants and would be offered to assistant coaches as well. The vision of the program would be one of a group mentoring structured program that would require participation by all graduate assistants for a 2-year period. The mentors would be head coaches, assistant athletic directors, or other leaders found on the campus. The 2 desired outcomes would include orientation and professional development of graduate assistants, as well as strengthening of the athletic department based off relationship building and shared visions. On the BHSU Athletics website, I found this quote: "Higher education has a lasting importance on an individual's future success." This aligns with the purpose and vision of the BHSU GAME program, which offers an opportunity to build and develop future leaders for athletics. The structure of a mentoring program is especially important and varies greatly according to how many people are involved. I would propose a group mentoring structure for BHSU Athletic Department that will include all new incoming graduate assistants, which can range between 4 to 6 individuals depending on the season. Group mentoring is a common structure found in many schools, youth development centers, and religious contexts. Group mentoring may provide unique opportunities for youth to see how adult mentors model social skills, such as negotiating, cooperating, and understanding another's perspective. The Boys and Girls Clubs are wonderful examples of group mentoring structures. Groups in a group mentoring structure engage in activities both structured and unstructured, ranging from academic to social. I see both structured and unstructured meetings would be both implemented for the design of the BHSU game. Mentoring can be described as the provision of guidance, knowledge, opportunities, and support by a senior experienced member of an organization, the mentor. For a younger, inexperienced member, the protege, for as long as required to help advancement of the protege. Mentoring is considered a power-free, two-way, mutually benefiting learning situation where the mentor provides advice, shares knowledge and experiences, and teaches using a low-pressure self-discovery approach. This type of relationship has an opportunity for both parties to share their own experiences and skills and to learn from one another. It should be an occasion for personal growth and development. During one study, when asked what both mentors and proteges could do to make the most of mentoring relationships, over half of the participants listed open communication as one technique. Other techniques included goals, establishing trust, caring for and enjoying one another's company, allowing for mistakes, taking training programs, participating willingly, and demonstrating flexibility. Specific skills are associated with effective mentoring programs. Essential skills that a leader who is a mentor in their organization should possess are integrity, empathy, courage, passion, and communication. There is an abundant number of leaders currently working at BHSU that possess those traits and who would make strong mentors for the BHSU game program. A few defining factors of a mentee would be the willingness to learn, the ability to apply the knowledge productively, and an honest personality. In one recent mentoring program study, when respondents were asked why they wanted a mentor, the more popular reason was to develop one's own potential, and another one was to develop one's career. In any regard, the trait of striving to thrive must be evident. When describing and understanding what functions a mentor serves, it is important to note what context the mentorship relationship is taking place in: academic, business, military, or another form. Formal academic mentor programs are geared to help students succeed, whereas in a business context, the career functions are sponsorship, exposure and visibility, coaching, and protection. I believe the BHSU game program can take the benefits from each context and apply them. The primary function of every type of mentor is to be a prominent fixture in a mentee's life while providing support, knowledge, and guidance. When participants in a mentorship study were asked to select the things their mentor did for them, the top answers were: listened and understood me, challenged me, coached me, built my confidence, offered wise counsel, taught by example, offered encouragement, and was a role model. I know from my own personal experience as a soon-to-be graduate of BHU Master's Program and a postgraduate assistant, a designated mentor would have been very appreciated. It is important to note that while a mentor's main function is to serve the mentee, they also have some personal benefits as well. Mentors can learn about themselves and how to improve their own personal lives and business strategies from engaging in mentoring relationships. Through self-reflection and discussions with their mentee, a mentorship relationship will be a positive and rewarding experience, serving as a personal growth piece. Some functions a mentee will serve in the relationship include the abilities to formulate questions, listen to advice, and reflect on past decisions made. In one study, 2/3 of the responses in the group said a mentee must listen, act on advice, show a willingness, desire, and commitment to learn and grow, check their ego at the door, ask for and be open to feedback and criticism, and most importantly, be open-minded and willing to change. The open-minded component to a mentee is necessary for change and growth to occur. When a mentee can put personal opinions and desires aside and demonstrate an engaged approach to all conversations with the mentor will be willing to do their job most effectively. I strongly feel the athletic department at BHU could reap major benefits associated with relationship building and the sharing of visions if the BHSU game program was initiated. The specific roles of mentors at the BHSU game would include providing support to the graduate assistance cohort before, during, and after their transition into the department, as well as enable growth and opportunities for the mentees to succeed in their new positions. The specific roles for the mentees in the program would be to show full dedication to the program and attendance of all formal meetings, a willingness to grow, and the ability to engage in feedback. So ask for it, give it, receive it, accept it, and most importantly, take action on it. This is a vital part of enabling growth for the mentee. When determining the effectiveness of a mentoring program, it is important to understand the units of measure and what components make up a successful program. There are different areas of measure, including relationship characteristics, structure and framework of the program, as well as recorded outcomes of the program. Each component can be evaluated at any stage in the program, but the measures should be consistent throughout the entire length of the relationship. The Journal of Continuing Education and Health Professions states, with consideration of the evaluation framework proposed by Kirkpatrick and Kirkpatrick, 21 outcomes of the functional mentoring programs were measured at the following levels: participation, reaction and satisfaction, impact of the mentoring relationship, skill development, individual projects, evidence of transfer performance, impact of the project on the individual, and beyond. For the sake of the BHSU game program, I would suggest measuring and evaluating participation, the skill development, and then the impact that the mentoring relationship had on the department, as well as the individuals directly involved. To gather these specific measurements, there will be quarterly assessment meetings with the program supervisor, who should either be Jet Albers, who is the current athletic director, or Tom Jackson, the current university president. These meetings will include both the mentor and the mentees as a group, and there will be a discussion of what progress is being made, what the mentees are learning, who is excelling from the program, and what could be adjusted. This data will be gathered on each of the 6 graduate assistants per cohort rotation and should be accessible at any time during the 2-year duration of their program. There will also be a final evaluation meeting between the supervisor, mentor, and each individual mentee to gather a final data and a final determination as if the program outcomes were met. The recording and monitorization of this data should be considered high priority and preferably given as a responsibility to a member of the mentoring program advisory group, which I'll touch on in a little bit. After the final evaluation meetings are completed, the following summer can be dedicated for the program advisory group, the supervisor, and the mentor to make adjustments and prepare for the new cohort arriving in the fall. Communication is important for program design, implementation, as well as evaluation. Having a plan in place will ensure continued contact after the completion of the mentoring program and will establish a lifelong relationship between the mentor and the mentee. I recommend follow-up interactions after effective mentoring. It definitely has been measured that they increase the success of the outcomes. There are many considerations to account for when deciding on implementation of a mentoring program. Program management and program operations are 2 of the primary components of a successful implementation plan. The National Mentoring Partnerships focuses on 2 systems as ways to establish designated operational goals for each new mentoring program. Considering how the mentoring program is going to be managed is crucial for the longevity and the effectiveness of the program. The NMP highlights a few key elements to ensure proper management, including forming an advisory group, developing a comprehensive system for managing program information, designing a resource development plan that allows for diversified fundraising, designing a system to monitor the program, creating a professional staff development plan, and lastly, advocating for mentoring and establishing a public relations or communications effort. For the BHSU game, I would recommend starting implementation with an advisory group composed of leaders in the athletic department and then the BHSU campus as well. A few of the main functions of this group would be to clarify the organization's mission, resolve key strategic or policy issues, and assess the BHSU game's performance regarding the desired program outcomes. This advisory committee would then also nominate the 1 to 3 mentors to oversee and lead the graduate assistant cohort programs. By having a few mentors sharing the workload, it would allow for the program to not just burden one individual, and I think the mentees would get a more well-rounded learning experience from a diversified leader group. The next step of action would be the addition of the program into all of the GA job postings. Excuse me again. This would be a point in time where the GAs would be made aware of the program as well as its expectations. Since it would have required participation, the applicants will have time to consider their interest in personal and professional development before committing to the job posting. Their interest and the excitement towards the program would also allow for the more qualified and dedicated applicants to stand out during the interview process. The initial meeting is the next step. I believe it should be an informal, welcoming, a social event where the mentees, the mentors, advisory group, program supervisor, they're all in attendance. It should be held a few days prior to the start of the new semester as a kickoff for the BHSU game program. Continuing on through the program, the meeting should be offered as bi-monthly opportunities. There should be one designated formal mentoring program meeting where all the mentees are required to be in attendance. Along with that, a more fun and social event where participation is optional should be offered as well. This diversified formal and informal structure will let the mentees feel more in control of their own personal program outcomes. The management of the program will be controlled by the program supervisor with quarterly assessment meetings, and the program will be monitored by the program advisory committee. At the completion of each 2-year cycle, there will be a celebration event where the mentees are able to invite their friends and family and introduce them to the individuals, the mentors, who made an impact on their time at BHSU. This will also give an opportunity to pass out program outcome assessment surveys and collect any final data that's needed. I feel that these opportunities for personal growth and development offered by the BHSU game program are appealing enough, but providing an outlet for social connection will have most of the mentees on board right away. Most of the GAs that come to BHSU are from other cities or states and don't have many local connections. So by offering some ways to network and meet new people, it will make them buy into the program in the department. So in conclusion, traditionally, mentors are defined as individuals with advanced experience and knowledge who are committed to providing upward mobility and support to their proteges' careers through two primary types of functions: career development and psychological roles. If the mentors and the mentees have the desire and the time to dedicate to a formal mentoring program, it will have a lasting positive effect at Black Hills State University.